Cuban heavyweight Luis Ortiz knocks out Monte Barrett in the 4th round of a pretty one-sided fight. This was my 3rd or 4th time watching Luis Ortiz. For those of you who ain't seen him, he's a southpaw. He stands around 6'4". He's a very powerfully built man, and it don't look like he's a weightlifter or anything like that. It looks just like natural size. Very big, very powerful, but he's in shape, and that's a very, very good thing to see from a Cuban heavyweight, because Cuban heavyweights are notorious for being out of condition. We just saw Ortiz Solis lose the other weekend to Tony Thompson because he was in terrible condition. And down throughout the ages, you get these Cuban heavyweights who have got tremendous talent but can never get in condition as professionals. Jorge Luis Gonzalez was another one from back in the days in the 90s. Excellent amateur, turned pro, just didn't have the conditioning, didn't have the discipline, etc, etc. But Luis Ortiz, again, he's a southpaw. It was a one-sided fight. He did what he wanted to do with Monte Barrett. Barrett just couldn't get into the fight. I think he'd been off for 2 years, Monte Barrett. The last time I'm aware of him fighting was when he got knocked out cold by Shane Cameron in, I think it was 2 or 3 rounds. That was the last time I saw him anyway. So he was back in there with Luis Ortiz, and he never got going. And I think Ortiz's physical strength, Ortiz looks tremendously strong physically. Yeah, Barrett he's always been a fairly small heavyweight. He's never been the strongest heavyweight out there, but he's fairly strong. But the way Ortiz was just pushing him around and just treating him like a ragdoll, basically dropping that big left hand in there. My main criticism of Ortiz though is that he seems a bit one-dimensional from the times I've seen him. He's got a big left hand and not much else. And he does have power in that left hand though, but it's not show-stopping power. He's obviously a very big, powerful guy, but that left hand is not, a fight ender every time. Although it's a decent shot. It's a decent shot. So I think he's a little bit one-dimensional, Ortiz, from what I've seen so far. But he's got the athleticism. He's in shape. Remains to be seen if he can take a shot. His defense against Barrett seemed fairly good, and in all the fights I've seen him seems fairly good, but he's never really faced anyone good enough to test his defense. So it's kind of an open question. But so far his defense seemed alright. There was one occasion where he nearly got caught with a right hand from Monte Barrett, but other than that, I don't think he got hit at all with a flush punch throughout the 4 rounds. And the end came in the 4th round. He'd hurt Barrett with several left hands, and he cracked Barrett on the nose with a big left hand, and Barrett took a knee. And it was the stoppage was kind of strange. The referee just came in and waved it off immediately. Even though Barrett only took a knee, the ref just came in and just waved it off. Maybe he felt that the fight was one-sided anyway, and maybe he sensed from Barrett's body language that he didn't really want to be in there. Barrett certainly didn't protest the stoppage, so no one else really should. So yeah, Luis Ortiz, a heavyweight to watch. He's already 35 years old though. That's the only thing I will say. But we're living in an era now where heavyweights are well into their 30s by the time they even get anywhere near a title. Most of them. So he might still be able to do something. It's possible that I've heard that Vladimir Klitschko did look at him as a possible opponent, but I'd be surprised if Klitschko fights him, to be honest. I'd be surprised if Klitschko fights him. I think Luis Ortiz would be a live opponent. He would be a live opponent. I don't know how good he is yet, but he's a big, strong man. He's got long arms, and he likes to throw that big left hand in. He's got the potential to give Vladimir Klitschko problems in there. Maybe not quite as smart or slick as Tony Thompson, although that remains to be seen. But I think his left hand is a hell of a lot more potent than Thompson's left hand. That's one thing I will tell you. Luis Ortiz's left hand is way better than Tony Thompson's. So, again, have a look at the fight for yourselves if you get the chance, or if you saw it, and let me know what you think about Luis Ortiz and where you see him going in the heavyweight division. So, drop your comments below. This is Hatman. I'm out.